Good late afternoon, early evening. It was a rainy day today, and I will tell you, I was kind of thankful for the way things were today, even though I was hot and sweltering, and they're getting that fixed. The repair guy came today and said, "Oh, you basically had a Freon. I have to go put in the report and do all the paperwork and whatnot to get that fixed." And back in my brain, I'm sitting there going, I hope it's before next week, because next week, like Sunday, 79. Okay, I'm not working. Monday, 90. Tuesday, 90. I'm like, so my last 3 days of work, if they don't have the Freon, if they haven't done their thing to get the air conditioner to work properly, yeah, I'm not going to be a happy camper. I'm going to be very overheated and sweating, and yeah, I don't like that. Sorry, my lips have been chapped today. And I don't know if that's because of the extra warm air that I have to deal with at work or what. But I'm thankful that I only have to work Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday will be my last day. And then when Thursday morning rolls around, I'm gonna get up at a decent hour, 8 o'clock. I'm gonna start my decompressing, however you want to put it, and maybe talk to Jarianne about a few different ideas I have. One of the ideas that she basically spawned was for me to take a week at a hotel or away from home, basically. Not that far, just, you know, I'd even do a hotel here in Rolla. I don't have to go to a different town. But I'm thinking, because of expense wise and whatnot, if she would agree to and do her best to follow the agreement, would be over the weekend to basically clean up the guest room, and I'll just sleep in there for a couple days, and during the daytime, basically tell her that unless it's a 911 situation, not to disturb me. I will make breakfast. I will make meals and whatnot. But other than meals and medical needs, not to disturb me, to let me do whatever I want to do for at least a week. Whether it's coming here and clean up, whether it's coming here and just read and write notes and study, or sit on the computer all day and play video games until I just can't handle video games. Um, so it's kind of like one of those. I'm trying to find a happy medium that's not going to cost us a lot of money, and well, I haven't talked to her about that yet, but it would be, it'd be it would not put any burden on our finances, and it wouldn't. I, I would not be gone, out of the house. I'd still be here for emergencies or whatnot. But there's going to be a little clause on that. That little clause will be, if she disturbs me too many times for just random stuff, random just things that aren't an emergency type deal. That's when I will spend 24 to 48 hours at a hotel someplace, because I don't want to have to do that. But if I feel that I'm not getting the adequate time that I need to decompress and unwind and ground myself and do whatever I feel is necessary to bring myself to a positive calm, because with dealing with a full-time job and coming home to deal with all the stuff that I have to do around the house and feel like I don't have enough time to do what I want to do, self-care, however you want to put it, plus all the other stuff around the house. So I'm just kind of like, this is what I think I need. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm willing to do. And if I am disturbed too many times, I'll get out of the house for 24, 48, 20, at least a night or two. But I have a feeling this weekend is going to be very busy because she is missing her Hotel.com Visa credit card. So it's kind of like, we got to find that because one, she says she never registered the card, which is kind of like, well, you can't use the card if it's not registered. And I know we've used the card at least 3 times. Or maybe it was just once, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I just know that we couldn't have stayed in St. Louis that one night because she had the doctor's appointment early the next morning after seeing her surgical team. So we stayed up in St. Louis at it wasn't Hotel 6, it was, what are the 8? Well, I can't remember what they are, just 8. I just remember 8 was the numerical part of the name. But I figured if I'm going to leave the house to stay at a hotel for a day or two, I don't care if it's a simple, cheap-looking motel. We've got 1 or 2 of them here, or I'm not looking for like Holiday Inn, but La Quinta. We got a hotel. I don't know all these names, but Hotel 6. We got some decent, inexpensive ones, or we've got like Holiday Inn. Now I'm not looking to stay at a Holiday Inn because no, I'd rather stay at like La Quinta or something inexpensive. Something that will cost me only $150 for 2 nights. Something like that. I don't know. But at this point in time, it's just kind of like one of those, do I save money and stay home but just sleep in a different room for a night or two? Or what? It's bad enough that if I sleep at a hotel, she could call me every bloody minute or whatever just to see how I'm doing or what I'm doing. It's like, this is not doing what I said that I wanted to do, or the reason why I got out of the house for a couple of nights is I wanted some time to myself to unwind and recalibrate. I would love to be able to do that here at the house, but it's one of those things like, okay, here's the ground rules. You're going to give me a week, like you said you were, to unwind and relax and recalibrate and recoup and all that. This is my side of the bargain. Oh, this is the bargain. Your side is you're not going to bug me for every little thing. I will check on you from time to time for breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe a pre-bedtime snack or dessert, however you want to put it. Give you a kiss goodnight and sleep in a different room. And I will get up by 8 o'clock in the morning if you're awake and you do not hear me at 8 o'clock. Does not mean to call my phone or anything like that. No. Because, I don't want to screw up my sleep pattern, but at the same time, I don't want to wake up at the butt crack of dawn. And my side of the bargain will be I will be here to get you your meals. Maybe and get and refill your waters and snacks before I go to bed. You know, if you can handle doing your wound care, fine and dandy. You do your own wound care. But I'm here to do at least the important stuff, not the little itty bitty running around just to satisfy your whatever. I'll do my usual nighttime pre-bed stuff. But I don't want to be disturbed every 15 minutes just because you're lonely or you're bored. I need my time. But that's something we haven't really talked in depth about that because she was talking like she was kind of like, yes, you need at least a week away from the house. And I was kind of like 2, maybe 3 days at the most away from the house, because of finances. So I'm kind of like, okay. But I'm kind of like, maybe we should talk a little bit more about that possible idea. But tomorrow is the last day of this week. Wednesday will be the last day of the season until September. Something like that. September, August, or August, September. I don't know. I don't recall. I'll have the rest of May, all of June, all of July, and possibly most of, if not all of August. So, again, I don't know. I don't even know if I'll be going back there next semester because I might have a better paying job that's not going to have me at the worksite at the butt crack of dawn. Like, if I get the one job that I was already interviewed for, it's an assistant management position, I'll be salary. Okay, sure. I'd love that because salary, who knows, I could be making $1,200, $1,500 a month and only have to worry about working lunch and dinner because they're not open for breakfast. They don't open up until like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, which is like perfect for me. Granted, they don't close until, what did I say, 10 p.m., something like that, 10, 11 p.m. at night. Or something, they're only open like 10 to 12 hours, which is like, that's cool. Of course, I might have to try to find a way to get a hold of that gentleman because I haven't heard nothing from them since I got interviewed back in March. And I said 6 weeks. And I haven't driven by there in a while, but I think tomorrow I need to do errands, and driving by there might be just one of the things I do just to see how far along they've gotten since about 2 weeks ago when I passed by and went, oh, look, they got their sign up. They haven't done anything for the outside. They've done the building, the concrete, whatever for around the building, but they haven't done like the driveway or any of that pavement, basically. So I'm just kind of like, maybe if I don't hear anything by Wednesday, next Thursday, a week from today, basically, I might just go up there, park either at Arby's or at the Jiffy Lube in front of the shop, and go inside and go, hey, I'm out of work. Yesterday was my last day. Haven't really heard anything, so I figured I'd just pop in and see what's going on. So I think Rolla is their second store. Their first store or their flag store is in St. Louis, I think. I forgot what he said, but sounds like it's going to be a fun job. It's deli type work, and I'm like, hey, I'm kind of like familiar with that kind of stuff. But I was told that if they take me on as an assistant manager, that I'll be going down to, I forgot what city, Atlanta. Was it Atlanta, Georgia, or some other city down south? Couldn't remember if it was Alabama or Georgia. And I will be there for a couple of weeks for formal training to be an assistant manager. And I went, sure. You know, who's footing the bill? It's all on the company. I'm like, okay. So I don't think this deli type restaurant thing is only one other store. I think I think they're part of a franchise. It's just this is the second store under the gentleman's belt, and his other store is in St. Louis. And I was like, okay, great. You know, a lot of ground to grow, a lot of ground to cover. So I'm just kind of like, okay. I met my supervisor during the interview. Supervisor didn't say much. Just sat there and listened while the district manager or whatever I can't remember what his title is, so forgive me. But he did all the questioning and whatnot, and gave me a basic 411 and asked me questions and asked me where my favorite place was to work and what was my least favorite place, and you know, things of that nature. And if I was a assistant manager with salary, I will most likely be making more money than I currently am. Plus, you know, the fringe benefits of free meals, and I think he said free meals, dental, optical, medical coverage, a 401k. I forgot what all the other benefits he told me, and I was just like, okay, cool. You know, really, the closest thing I've ever came to having other benefits that I wasn't being charged for. Actually, no, all the benefits I've ever received from a job I had to pay into. And the only thing I paid into, just because it would have been the smart thing to do, was the 401k for I think it was Price Chopper or Kroger. I can't remember which one of the two stores. But, you know, I was getting a 401k. And I was like, you know, pay into it, you know, it comes out of my income, things of that nature. Well, I did not originally realize that the 401k was coming out of my income. It was not some sort of benefit package. They were I can't remember how much they were taking out, but anyhow. Sorry, I'm I'm drained. I'm tired. I'm going to be making dinner here in a little bit. And I don't want to sit there and go, okay, fend for yourself tonight, because I'm just too tired to cook. But at the same time, I realize that I have to cook, because if I don't cook, a lot of the produce, especially for the every plate, will spoil, and I'll either have to figure out how much produce that I have to go buy to replace the produce that went bad, so I can make the meal. I'm not even going to try to record tonight, because I'm really tired, and I almost feel like saying fend for yourself, but it's a little late for that. Oh, it's a vehicle up on the main road. It's like, what the heck is that noise? Um, but good thing is, school season is around the corner, and then I can take my summer to relax and try to get a better perspective of things, and then hopefully, maybe, depending on a lot of different things, get a part-time job. I've had three job offers, all of them paying, around $14+ an hour. I'm just right now not really looking for a job because I think I want to wait until towards the I didn't even change my calendar, towards the end of May. Let's see here. Probably should have grabbed the other one, but oh well. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. So if my last day is the 11th, I was thinking maybe the 20th, or the 16th, which is a full moon. Might be a smart thing to do it on a full moon. But I give myself a couple of days, maybe a week, which would be the 18th, but Monday, it would be smarter to start on Monday. If not the 20th, which is a Friday, to start pounding away at looking for jobs and seeing what pops up quickly. So we will see what happens. After I get out of work, because there's a lot of ifs that will either determine if I have to get a full-time, part-time, or not at all. And I'm like, we sat down and basically wrote out the budget for the next couple of weeks, for the month, basically. And I have to sit down with Jerry tomorrow evening or Saturday and crunch numbers. My biggest concern is once I get my last paycheck, which will be 2 weeks from 2 weeks from today. And yeah, today's the 30th, a Thursday. So 2 weeks from today. But the end of the pay period is next week. So it's. I'm still trying to go, how you can, what? So basically, instead of working 2 full weeks, I'll be working a week and a half and get paid that week and a half, 2 weeks from tomorrow, which will be, what, the 20th or something like that? I don't know. But it's not that it's not important. It's just there's so much going on right now that my brain is not really coping. And it's what I'm hoping with if I sleep in a separate room for a week at least. Maybe that will help me get my circadian rhythm back into place, and maybe it will be. I'm hoping that I'll get my circadian rhythm back in place. I'll get my energy back to its normal levels. And I'm hoping that if we don't do any road trips, which will depend on what happens after July 13th, because that's when we go back for the third time to have the doctors check Jerry's legs and back. And the biggest thing is, okay, I know the way things looked last time is the back was getting better, but not totally where they want it to be. And her legs were already pretty much 90% healed, but they wanted it to be 100% healed. So I'm hoping that this next time around on the 13th, which is Jerry's birthday, that they'll be like, okay, we're giving you a clean bill of health. You don't have to wear the brace anymore. You can start walking instead of rollating or whatever, because then she'll be able to get into her craft room and do what she loves to do. She'll be able to sit out in the living room, watch TV, join us at the dinner table for dinner, things like that. And I'm kind of like, yes, we need that. We need that for so many reasons, because if they say you've got a clean bill of health, one, she'll be wanting to do road trips, and I'll be like, well, how much money do we have? Where do you want to go? Do you want to leave mom in Rolla and go south to Texas? Or do you want to go to Ohio? Of course, with our talks recently about moving to upstate New York, it's almost like, do you want to go to Ohio for a week, leave mom in Ohio, and then go up to upstate like Ithaca and places like that and get information? Because like I told her the other day, you got my brain started. You've got that wanderlust, because we've been here in the same house for 8 years, and I'm ready to go. That 3 year itch to move to someplace new is going into overdrive. It's been 8 years. We could have moved twice. you know, I know it's not that easy because of the expense and finding a place to move to, and which one do we want to do first? Do we want to get the RV and travel around? And maybe one of our travels will be to go to Ithaca and find a campground near Ithaca to park the RV, and during the daytime we drive the RV into Ithaca and look around and pick up some flyers, or they don't do it around here that often, but I know a lot of cities will have these little booklets with the latest real estate that's available and prices and neighborhoods and blah blah blah. So it's kind of like one of those, if we get an RV to go and visit any place, are we going to try to just use the RV and drive around, which might be difficult for certain things? Or are we going to try to get rid of the minivan and get something that we can tow easily at behind the RV and use that to go wherever? It's one of those, like, which one comes first, the RV or Ithaca? I would like the RV to come first, because then we can travel around for a bit and then decide, do we want to settle, or do we want to be temporary, not temporary, but be able to just get up and go whenever we want to, and not have to worry about selling a house or anything like that. Because Jerry did tell me that part of her is ready to just do the nomadic life, because she's seen so many different YouTube videos and whatnot with these couples, these families that have RVs, and that's what they do. They homeschool their kids in the RV and travel around. She was telling me about this one family who has a Class A RV that they gutted and rebuilt on the inside, and they showed like the inside of the RV, and it's like they've got like 6 kids, and they basically took out this one section of the RV, and just built bunks. So the older ones are sleeping on the top bunk, and they have curtains for privacy, and the little ones are sleeping on the bottom bunk, so they don't have to worry about building some sort of guardrail to keep the little ones from rolling out of bed or falling out of bed or whatever. And it's like, wow. So their whole family is living out of RVs, you know. And it's like, we're not a whole family. It's just the two of us. Doubtful mom wants to go everywhere with us because she'll want to be, I need a smoke break. Pull over at the next rest stop. You know, I've heard, people have told us, people we know have told us the pros and cons of an RV life. Biggest con is the cost of gasoline, whether it's a diesel or regular gas, and food. If you keep your RV pretty much clean to maintain, it does not cost that much to have it, go and have it checked for, problems. And most people are like, if you get an RV, you have to either join the KOA. It's some sort of organization where they give you discounts for campgrounds and gas and repairs and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, it'd be cheaper if you had KOA, because then it wouldn't cost you as much to, go to a campground, park your RV, hook up to their water and electrical supplies, and, stay there as long as you want to, So, but I am happy to say that things are starting to look on the up. Jerry's getting the help that she needs. She's so happy to be able to take a shower today and get cleaned up, and I'm happy for her. Of course I am. I'm not going to deny her that. I'm just glad that she's getting what she needs. Of course, when my week or two after college, after the season lets out, I will be more than happy to try my best to help Jerry do what she needs to do. But Jerry's kind of like, hey, we're getting the help. Don't put it, don't put it where we're not going to need them when you're not working. Well, the only reason why we have them or need them is because it's been stressful on me to try to do everything. But you know what? As long as they'll provide the services, hey, I'm more than happy to have somebody come in and help me with, taking care of Jerry. The homemaker person to come in and help me clean the house a little bit, or complete projects, or things of that nature. Granted, I'm not going to go ahead, oh wow, I've got people to serve me, I'm gonna, run them. No. Most of the time they're only, like the person that comes in, not the nurse, but the lady that basically came in to help Jerry with personal care. They get paid to do that. Now, am I going to, put extra, she's only allowed to be here for an hour. So let her come in and do what what she can or what she needs to do in that hour and be done. Now the homemaker person, I don't know what their allotted time is, but it's kind of like one of those, well, I'm not going to give them extra just to keep him there for, and keep him here for whatever the allotted time is. But at the same time, I'm like, what can I ask this person to do? Well, the first time he was here, yes, it was a gentleman. He helped my mom with finishing up dishes because she emptied the dishwasher and was exhausted and in pain. Which is like one of the reasons why I try to empty the dishwasher when I remember to, let alone can. Um, so it's kind of like, well, right now the only thing I have for him until I go through the whole house and start, figuring out what I need him to do compared to what I can do myself, or whatever. Or not saying that I'm going to leave a messy kitchen or a messy floor or messy cabinets, but it's going to be like, I have a hard time getting up high. So it's kind of like, if you can help me wipe off the counters around the stove area because of grease, and maybe other counters around the kitchen, the cabinets up, the high cabinets, and like that, just dust and sweep and mop and wipe down counters in the kitchen, and probably the same thing in the bathroom because I'll try to maintain the bathroom as best I can. That's basically all I can ask for. I mean, if for some reason he comes in on a day where I'm just down, like I'm down for the count, I got no energy, maybe I'll ask him to do laundry, wash the laundry. I'll fold it because I can hold that in bed without too much struggles. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the way it sounded is he is basically here to do any kind of cleaning that needs to be done that we can't do because either I'm working full time or I'm just, sick or whatnot, which I would basically say I basically would say if I'm sick, one, I'll be sleeping in the other room because I don't want to be sick near Jerry, and two, I don't know if I want anybody that's not living in the house coming in and possibly leaving with a stomach virus or a flu bug or, God forbid, anything worse than the flu. But that's been, it's been working out pretty good. Jerry's got her nurse person that comes in twice a week and checks her wounds and all that, make sure everything's going good. Then we've got the pastor that comes in once a week, and the counselor, I think she comes in twice a week, but I'm not sure. I don't keep track. But all that's going good for Jerry. I've actually gotten some benefits out of talking with the pastor and the counselor. So that, it benefits me as much as it benefits her. We were told when they first came to discuss the terms and ask about what the needs were and would you like this or would you like that, da, 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 da. And they turned to me and said, by the way, you could also get these services because of Jerry. You can also get certain other services because of your own health issues or problems. And I'm like, well, I never really considered it for myself because I've never considered, hey, I'm sorry, Jerry, you're sick. I can't do nothing for you. I'm going to go do my own thing. No, I've always tried to step up and go, what do you need? What can I get for you? Why'd you groan? Are you hurting? What can I do for you? I've learned through Jerry that when you become a caretaker, that you start to forget about your own health and your own personal needs and whatnot. And the people we talked to get the hospice services was telling me don't deny yourself what you need. If you need your health days, you need your days to recuperate, to take care of yourself. And I've been like, well, I understand that, but I can't do that until I don't have to work no more, or am not working as much because my life ever since she got sick was go to work, come home, take care of Jerry, forget about myself, almost forget about the house, and I just like I was right about the time we got the hospice. I was like, we need to get some sort of extra help because I can't do all this no more. I'm getting burnt out. I'm getting tired. I feel like at any moment I could collapse from exhaustion or lack of proper care, basically. And Jerry Ann knew and understood it and realized it, and it's like, we're working on getting either, at the time, it was like we're working on something, either some method of paying for hospice services or some sort of like, at the time, they didn't know if it was going to be Medicare or Medicaid. And I'll have to thank the one person, the person who was calling the human health services or whatever it's called, to have them come in and go, we got a call that you're being misused, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, no. My wife was like, no, it's not it's not abuse. It's my husband who's working a full-time job, who's trying to take care of me, and he's basically losing everything. He's losing his physical health. He's losing his mind. We need help. And they were like, all right, let's go, over these records and all this information and the stuff that was happening with our lawyer advocate type person and somebody Jerry knew in New York who had knowledge and was willing to do, the footwork to get things started. And between Jerry and the SSI people and our lawyer friend and all the different people trying to help us out as best as they could, finally was able to say, okay, we got you on Medicaid. Now we're going to get you the in-house services you need through hospice. So it took a couple of months of hoop jumping and back and forth phone calls and sending medical records and all the different pieces of information that the Social Security and Human Health Services and whatnot in St. Louis, their main office in St. Louis, between all Jerry's medical reports and records and our income and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And at first they were going to deny it. And it's like, hey, look, this income that we're telling you about, this is current. But by the end of the school season, the main provider, me, will be out of a job. And, either surviving off of temporary unemployment until next season or until he can get a job. And they're like, all right, well, what's the overall income? And then we sent them all our information. Okay, this is the overall income. This is our bills, yada, yada, yada. And they were like, oh, yeah, we can help you out. You fit the criteria. Now, the thing is, from what we've been told by friends and family members who still live in New York, or at least Long Island, plus a couple people upstate New York, they're like, dude, move back here. You would have had all the stuff that we've been arguing about within days just because you have cancer. They wouldn't have cared about, how much you make and what is your husband doing and how you're making money. They would have been like, oh, you got stage 4 cancer. Here's your Medicaid card. Here's your monthly, Social Security benefit check. Here's your in-house medical people, the whole 9 yards. And I'm sitting there going, one, I don't know if our Medicaid is transferable to New York. 2, I can't afford it right now, and 3, I don't know if I want to go back. And this was a couple months ago before we even thought about going back to New York. But then when Jerry's family and friends got a hold of a bunch of information, like, nah, man, move up upstate where it's a little bit cheaper, and you'll be able to get Jim will be able to get a job at $15 an hour or more. You'll be able to get all your Medicaid stuff done, paperwork filled out and transferred, and you get all your health benefit, health aid and benefits and better doctors and better, wouldn't have to jump through so many hoops. And I was like, move to upstate where it's cheaper, but you still get that $15 minimum wage guarantee, because that's the state of New York. That's not just Long Island. Long Island gets a little bit more, but it's not mandated by the state of New York. It's $15 an hour. And so I went on my, let's go see how much it would cost and what is the cheapest but nicest areas to live in. What's the best place to live in for minimum wage income without, living in a roach motel, basically. And I could not believe how it's like, oh yeah, I can get jobs there and job there and job there. I could work up in the Finger Lakes during the summertime as a work at the various restaurants that are open during tourist season. And during the wintertime, I could either be working a ski lodge or just keeping with whatever job I have if it's open all year round. Or I can work I could transfer from Missouri to Ithaca, because Ithaca has a major state college that uses the same company that basically I got hired through. During the summertime, I could work at either the tourist locations, or if I had an RV, go down to Sherwood, New York, where the Renaissance Fair is, and work the Renaissance Fair during the summertime. And, just park my RV and sleep in it until the fair is done with, which is only like a month-long ordeal. But, yeah, I've already talked about it a couple times. And, I just realized, holy Christmas, I need to end this so I can get dinner done. But we've talked about our 5-year plans, and I have my just in case plan. It's like one of those things where I just kind of go, I don't want to think about, not having her around me in 5 years. But who knows? It could be 10 years. It could be another 20 years. I don't know. Cancer is one of these fickle things where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make you hurt and whatnot, but we're gonna let you, suffer for a couple of years or so, and then we're either gonna go away, or we're just gonna say, you know what, you're done. Time to send you home. The doctors right now are just like, you know what, you're because of your energy and your positiveness and everything that makes up Jerry to be who Jerry is what's keeping her going. It's basically putting everything back in order, and all the well wishes and prayers and whatnot that people have sent up for Jerry. It works. It is working. But I'm one of these guys that I'm just like, I appreciate it all. I really do. I appreciate it all. But at the same time, I'm like, even though she's hanging on and kicking it and doing everything that she has to do, to get herself better. I just sometimes worry that some part of her is there's like a compromise. The cancer might be healing. Cancer might be going into remission. It might be going away. Her bones are rehardening. Her cancer spots and whatnot that were on the bones are going away. But then I go, okay, where's the compromise? I mean, yes, everything has to have a compromise. Is it, her muscles going into atrophy? Is it just the fact that it's taking so long, drags things out? And it's not just how it's affecting Jerry, it's also how is it been affecting me? Well, it's taken a lot out of me. It's taken its toll out on me, and I don't even have the cancer. I just have the trying to make ends meet, trying to make everybody feel good, trying to keep Jerry going, being there for Jerry to cry, having a shoulder for her to cry on, having crying, both of us crying at the same time. She gets worried that, one of the latest things that kind of bugged me, but I was just kind of like, where am I going to go? I have no place to go. Why? She feels like, because of all the different stories out there about, oh yeah, I got cancer and my boyfriend or my husband or whatever couldn't handle it after a month and walked out on me, left me where I was. And I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. I might mentally take a walk, or I might need to get out and get away from it for a while, but that does not mean I'm permanently leaving. I even told Jerry, I think, that if I do decide to spend a couple of days to a week away from the house, I'm only taking, a couple pairs of couple changes of clothing, because if I'm not going out into the woods and exploring the woods, I'm going to be in that hotel room in my pajamas reading, taking notes. I don't even think I'm taking any kind of digital devices except for maybe my phone, just because I don't want to leave it, I don't want it to be in the hotel room while I'm out and about. But I've been thinking it over, and I'm like, you know what? I can do the same thing here at home if Jerry can agree and uphold her end of the bargain, which I may talk to her about later on tonight. But anyhow, I have to go so I can make dinner. Otherwise, it's going to be a really late dinner. As it is, it's almost 5:30, and I'm like, I should have started this happening. Should have started dinner half an hour ago. But anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this little video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, or maybe even ideas on how I can recoup without leaving home for days on end. But yeah, any of those questions, comments, or ideas, go ahead and put them in the comment box. I will see those and I will read those, and probably make notes on some of the things you guys suggest. I don't know, but go ahead and do that. Sorry, my brain is starting to shut down, and I don't need to do that. If you're new to my channel and enjoyed this little conversation, or want to hear more of what's going on, go ahead and click that little subscription button, and then there will be a little bell that pops up after that, and you click on the bell, and YouTube will let you know when my next video comes up. So until next time, you guys enjoy. Bye.